Greetings, dear ones. We continue our course of happiness. But first, have you watched the previous 4 steps? If not, be sure to watch them right now. It's important. Then you will understand what I'm going to talk about today. Because I'm planning to tell you how to get so much happiness. More than you've ever expected. If you want to learn about it, watch this video to the end. So, together we will explore the great universal law. Help people and God will help you. We have already learned how to do this on the first 4 levels. But what about the 5th? The level of the VISHUDDHA CHAKRA. How can you help people even more? For this, you not only sincerely help others from the bottom of your heart, but also inspire other people to help along with you. For example, if you are already a participant in our charitable volunteer movement, then you can personally visit the homes of grandmothers, shelters for animals, children's foundations and orphanages. And you can also bring a friend with you to help. You can involve colleagues from work. There are many ways to engage other people in charity. And then you will receive much more than you ever expected or planned. Would you like me to tell you an incredible story that happened with our student Julia? Julia is a designer by profession and has an art degree. She always wanted to paint beautiful pictures, but to earn money, she had to get a job in a company and, as designers say, move the logo from corner to corner. It was a boring job and not very interesting. And when Julia started studying with us, we, having connected her to our volunteer movement, brought her to a children's foundation where she saw gray, gloomy walls and decided to help the children paint them. Having agreed with the management, she began to visit this orphanage to paint various pictures directly on the walls. Well, to say the children like it is of course an understatement. They were simply happy, and so was Julia. She finally started painting. Moreover, like Michelangelo, real frescoes on the walls. The children were also involved in this. Julia very often spent her evenings after work and all her weekends there, and she wanted to help this orphanage even more. She started inviting her friends, acquaintances, and colleagues from work there. In other words, she began to engage in charity not just sincerely from the heart, but at a higher level, at the VISHUDDHA chakra. She began to inspire other people to engage in charity. Her friends coming with her to the orphanage then attended our classes and participated in seminars. Thus, through a chain reaction, the destinies of not only the children who received care and tenderness and felt truly loved, but also her friends began to change. Relationships in their families began to improve with their husbands and children. In general, the field of love, joy, and inspiration began to spread. Julia was so captivated by this that she wanted to organize a real renovation for the entire Children's Foundation. But for this, it was necessary to obtain a permit from municipal services. Nothing is done just like that. You need a lot of signatures, and Julia, inspired and feeling that everything would work out for her and she would break down all the walls in her way, began to act. She had to go through many offices. Julia was constantly sent away, told to come back in a month to get such and such signatures. In general, she went from office to office, and you could say she almost despaired. She sat in the corridor and simply prayed. She took the magical amulet she acquired at the seminar in her hands. She squeezed it in her palms and prayed to the higher powers to give her the opportunity to help the children and do a good deed. Her prayer was so sincere, so inspired, that at that moment, she suddenly saw a man, a respectable one in a suit. It was clear that he was not a random passerby, that he was some official. He probably worked here. She decided that this was a sign from God and immediately rushed to him. Approaching him, she began to explain her situation, asking for his help. He, not understanding anything, said, "Okay, come to the office." Apparently, he was either charmed by her or God himself told him to help our Julia. He ended up listening to her, took her by the hand, and simply led her to all the necessary offices. They didn't refuse him, and they began to help her. He helped her organize repairs in the house. He himself got involved in this process, and he was so impressed by the woman in front of him who gives herself completely to help others, takes care of children, and loves them so much. He could see her eyes shining like diamonds. Her smile was so wide, and she just couldn't stop thanking him and giving him compliments. Anyway, he truly fell in love with Julia right then, and he started courting her. Now do you know what he's doing? He's organizing an exhibition for her where she'll perform as an artist. Finally, her dreams have come true. She's painting again, and soon she'll have her own exhibition. Can you imagine this happening? Can you even picture something that amazing in your mind? Just by wanting to help children and painting walls, then suddenly becoming a famous artist and gaining the favor of a high-ranking person. That's how this law works, my dear. Help people and God will help you. And if you do it at the level of the VISHUDDHA chakra, when you inspire others to help, when you inspire others to develop, invite them to classes and seminars, take them with you to participate in volunteer movements and join foundations, help grandmothers, deliver groceries, then the universe rewards you 100-fold and gives you what you couldn't even imagine, what you couldn't even think of, even what you were afraid to ask for. Can you imagine that? This is a high level of assistance. Believe me, this universal law always works. Only your help must be sincere, pure and from the heart. And if you continue to inspire others, you will see for yourself what will happen. Now let's make a deal. You follow my recommendations. The universe helps you. And you write me your stories as proof. I include them in the book. By the way, the Book of Miracles, which you may have not read yet, I highly recommend you to do so. It contains precisely these stories that I'm telling you. After all, these books are based on real stories of our students. So, I will leave the links in the description for you. Follow them and download the Book of Miracles. It's absolutely free as our gift. It's a whole treasure house of positive reviews, and you can see and recognize yourself there. Write to me on Telegram. Participate in our volunteer projects, attend classes. All these links are in the description. Register, and then real miracles will begin to happen in your life. It works 100%. As I've already said, 100 out of 100. So don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to click on the bell, because there is even a higher level of information about what needs to be done and what gifts from the universe you can receive. I'll tell you about it in the next lesson. Share this video with those to whom you wish happiness, and then there will be even more happiness in your life. See you soon!